Good morning, everyone. Steve Westman, live Audiophile Roundtable. Great to have you. It was a big day yesterday in Canada. Of course, you know the Jays. Take a look at this. This is the swing that was heard around the world. Addison Barger's grand slam pinch hit home run. First in World Series history off the bench. What a game. We're loving it. So welcome. I'm your host, Steve Westman. We're going to be talking analog sound, master tapes, AAA one-steps, plus my guest picks of the week. I also want to kick things off. I got a cool, and I'll show this to you guys, package from Impulse and Verge, the new John Coltrane, A Love Supreme AAA mono reissue. It was a fold down from the stereo tapes from Impulse and Verve. Really nice. Deserves a really nice nod. So I want to chat about that today. We're also going to dig into the latest vinyl reissues, AAA news, of course, one-step announcements. We know there's an R.E.M. one-step that was announced on my show last week. And hey, there must be some controversial things we can talk about. We've got a guy on, PB Thal, he's got some rants. So I'm hoping he has some rants. He didn't tell me if he did or doesn't, but I'm hoping he does. So let's bring on our guests. Breakdown. We're going to do some breakdowns today, share some reviews, some reactions of all the latest news of the week. And I know this crew might have some spirited rants. So let's bring them all in. PB Thal, Michael T, Tim, University of Vinyl. Welcome, gentlemen. How are you?
Too early, but okay.
It's not too early. Come on. Did you see the hit that was heard around the world? Addison Barger's pinch hit, grand slam, never before seen in 125-year history of the league. Never happened in the World Series.
All about the Blue Jays, man.
Look at this. We're going hard. All of Canada. There it is.
Go Jays.
I told you guys, right? I was going to mention baseball before we started. So yeah. Welcome everyone. Everyone that's watching, welcome. I will mention as well. I'm going to show this right away. Just get everyone excited. I Robot's coming out in a deluxe package, and
it reminds me.
I got from Cooking Vinyl is doing the deluxe package. Take a look at this test pressing. Alan Parsons signed the test pressing. This is 2 LP I Robot, 45 RPM. I'm going to be giving this signed autograph test pressing away. So there's two of them.
Let's say bio vinyl.
Yeah, it's bio vinyl. So have a look.
Oh,
I've got
Alan Parsons.
Alan Parsons. So I'll tell everyone how to enter this contest a little bit later. But if you want an Alan Parsons autograph test pressing of I Robot bio vinyl. Kind of cool. And Miles Scholl sent me a little text about it. And he says when he was working on the catalog, he's been fortunate to gain access to the personal archives. So he used the archives of Eric Wolfson. Okay, that's been I guess maintained by his daughter Sally. So I guess what was happening is Eric would have a duplicate analog tape master run on a second master machine at the same time as the set for the record company. And these tapes were actually in mint condition because Eric never played them. So that is what Miles used, the vault of Eric Wolfson's tapes for these cuts. What do you think, Patrick?
I literally just listened to that record like 2 days ago.
I got my hand on Alan Parsons' autograph. Sorry about that, but I'm going to give those away. So I'll tell you how you can win these ones.
So that will actually be one of my picks of the week. So that
I Robot.
Well, not that I Robot, but yeah,
it's my favorite album of Alan Parsons' project is I Robot. I love it.
That one or Tales of Mystery and Imagination.
Yeah, that's another.
Go Tournament Friendly Cards. So Tournament Friendly Cards. Excuse me. That's my
so of
favorite. Course,
sampling rate 96 kilohertz, 24-bit. Patrick, of course. And what Miles was also telling me as well is that he didn't really. He goes, what did he say here? He said here, it was my job to keep the signal path as pure as possible and not to alter anything drastically. Just because I have a console full of some mastering equipment, it does not mean I have to use it all. I wanted to present this album as it was recorded, not stamp myself all over it. So he said he made minor changes, were applied, and guess what? Artist approved. These were actually approved by Alan Parsons. So he would have had these test pressings as well. Well, these are the ones he probably had. That's he signed and got back to me. So
Alan's DNA is on the.
So Alan's DNA, guys, you're getting Alan's DNA on these because these are within the test pressings.
Are you saying we could clone some of that and have our own Alan Parsons in our house? So,
wow.
So somewhere around here, I'm touching Alan's DNA right now.
All we need
I'll
is
give
a,
these
is
away.
a fertile egg, and then we've got our own Alan Parsons. So yeah.
Eventually
My
be
mind
able
is
to do
blown.
that. Isn't it amazing? And one day they'll do, they can clone pee-pee holes.
Alan Parsons will be cloned and come back and go, I never really liked Dark Side of the Moon.
There you go. Or that Abbey. He was part of Let It Be, wasn't he? I think he was part of the Let It Be or Abbey Road album too.
I think it might have been the tape op or something.
Yeah, he was a tape op for Abbey Road.
And I think he would. Well, if you watch the Let It Be concert, the rooftop, he's there in the door. Door,
he's
behind the
keeping
band.
the cops out. He's like barring the door, keeping the cops out.
So hello everyone. Everyone's watching. Thanks for joining in. Fun one today. Did you guys see? I wanted to show this as well. Have a look at this. Look at this box this thing came in. I'm going to open it up. Love Supreme. It came with some swag. Shirt.
Wow.
Okay. It came with all these. This came with this here. And I want to just say this is a fold down of the stereo tape, Patrick. So the Stereo Master tape was used for both the original stereo release and the mono fold down mix overseen by Van Gelder himself.
They pressed the mono button, threw in a T-shirt, and they're repackaging a Love Supreme once again. So that's what happened. But let's press the mono button. We'll throw in a T-shirt and a mic chart, and we're gonna. How much is that running for? $100?
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, this was. I don't know how much it is for just. This is the record here.
Is that a Kevin Gray?
This is Ryan K. Smith.
Ryan K. Smith.
So mono mix available for the first time in 50 years. Ryan K. Smith. I mean, it's a fold down, like I said before. Now, I listened to this, but I actually, and you'll be proud of me, Michael and Patrick, you'll be proud of me. I listened to it on a mono cart.
So when was the Love Supreme? Well, if that was cut, if it wasn't cut on a mono lathe, then it doesn't really, you don't really need a mono cart. But I'm pretty sure that was before 64, right?
So I have the stereo version of this that Ryan K. Smith cut. I have I think it was the yellow or orange vinyl. It was the QRP plates that Chad did. It was a Ryan K. Smith has
the stereo one. What's funny is it was Verve Acoustic Sounds, but then the Walmart
that's the one that I have.
Target version were also Ryan K. Smith,
and I have that one as well. So I mean, it's stereo. So the difference being there's not you're not hearing that panning that you'd hear on the stereo versus the mono, especially when I'm listening to it. I had a mono cart, and for the first time, the quartet. You really hear the quartet in this, where you don't on the stereo. That's the big difference between the mono and the stereo.
Was the stereo the 3 mic technique, or was that?
Yes. So you're exactly. So it's not you're not getting that panning as much. So it's I think this would be more true to what you probably heard in the studio when they were recording this. Is what I can take of it. So I think again, someone said, "Well, Steve, you haven't heard of the UHQR one," and I haven't, of course. And that might be the one to own. But again, this is for what I have. This is the mono. Not bad. And
there's also a lacquer cut. Did you know that from Supersense in Austria? I've heard that one.
You mentioned that.
That sounds really good.
Recorded in one session, December 9th.
Did John Coltrane make any other records besides that one?
Maybe.
Just one,
maybe a few. Something
blue,
called
right?
Steps or Giant something. Yeah, that one. So yeah, and I still have to figure. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to give away the Alan Parsons DNA test pressing here. I got to figure out something there.
They could tell you their favorite robot in an email.
I don't know yet. I got to let me percolate.
Lost in Space Robot.
Let me percolate that. I think this will be fun. But yeah. Well, welcome guys. You saw, I guess on Tuesday had Grover Beery on, and he's reissuing R.E.M. What do you guys think of that news? I mean, that was pretty cool to have. He's going to be doing the Chronic Town and Murmur One Step AAA tapes. Chris Bellman. There it is. I'm going to start with Tim because I know Tim is. I wanted Tim on because he's a huge R.E.M. fan, and I want to know your thoughts. And he heard that news.
Well, I've only picked up one of these because sound matters, right? Sorry.
This was actually this is actually the definitive sound series One Step. So it's not because sound matters on this reissue.
Okay. Right. All right. No, I'm definitely going to order it. I think it's going to be available for pre-order.
I think he said November and then before Christmas. Which guys, I mean, if you're keeping track at home, these pre-Christmas stuff that's coming out is a lot of money going to be spent between if you're going to buy the full anthology by the Beatles. I mean, if you're doing that, I'm just going to buy volume 4. That's it. But there's a lot going on before Christmas time. So Tim, You're buying it one
I
step.
think it's pretty cool because they're grouping the EP with the first album. This came out. I think it was. I just did a video on the IRS years of R.E.M. Anyway, this came out in August of '82, and Murmur came out in April of '83. Mitch Easter and then Don Dixon came in on Murmur as well. This was recorded in Mitch Easter's parents' garage, I think. I think he had a real rudimentary, and it would be cool if you can get him on. But yeah, no, it's an auto buy for me.
I think, Mitch Easter, I think that's something we're working on. Grover wants to get him on. That would be cool. The one thing, I was talking to Chris Bellman the other day, and I was asking about R.E.M. because he obviously cut a lot of the or R.E.M. from a few years back. I think it was like the 2017, Tim, reissues, if I'm not mistaken. Help me out with that, around there.
Well, they've been doing these every time one of those records hits 25 or 30 years, they'll do. But Kevin Gray's done a couple as well, I believe.
Right, but here's the thing, right? They're all digital files. So, I mean, especially Automatic for the People, the last reissue, I know Zachary saying need Automatic People, AAA. It has them in AAA. That's why if you look at the Discogs listens of the originals, they're all like $200-300. So we need a AAA, a Chris Bellman AAA of Automatic for the People, not a digital file, which it is.
So I don't like to brag, humble brag. I was in a shop here in Fort Collins about 2 years ago, and it was $39. I'm like, oh shit, I've already got the reissue. And then I kind of looked at it like, wait a minute, it's the OG, and this thing has shot up. I think the median's $170 at the moment. So crazy.
There you go. So that's why I'm saying we need a AAA reissue of this one. That would be great.
Right.
But because all the R.E.Ms that are out there right now are all digital files for whatever reason. Why would that be, Patrick? Why would they just not try to use tape? Is there a reason for it? Come on.
Well,
tell me.
I'm sorry, but you just had a guy on here last week who said that the Prince was fine from digital. So today we're saying that we got to have AAA. So what is it? But well, the same guy is, I mean, it's the same company.
Yeah. Well, I think the whole AAA thing in one step, I mean, we know that controversy. I mean, you have to run the tape a bunch of times if you're doing the one step. I think that's the big thing. And I think with Prince, they probably were worried about the tape on that one. There must have been something there. I have no idea.
I brought this up in a chat. You actually highlighted. He asked him the question.
I did.
I said, why not run a copy tape? And then the answer is typical. It's like, well, a copy tape you got lost. The most sought after Sgt. Pepper album in existence, the Audio 5 from Australia, is made from a copy tape. It is the most wanted Sgt. Pepper of all time, and it's a copy tape. If it's a copy tape done at what, 15, 30, Michael can tell me, he's the tape guy. If you do a tape copy at 30 IPS, can you tell the difference?
Patrick, Steve Hoffman himself was on one time on Westman's show, and he said a 30 IPS copy is almost indistinguishable if well done for the master.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
So why not? I mean, I get it. Why not just run a tape, do it one time, get a copy tape at 30 IPS, and you're golden. You're good to go. Do what you want.
Yeah.
I think having it digital, though, you can really make sure there's no sibilance, or you can really make sure. And on
any phase issues, all that stuff, I get that.
Yeah. And on Levi's cut, too, we were mentioning, I mean, his Purple Rain, I should pull it out. The dead wax, there's nothing there. It's like, it's so thin. I've never seen the least amount of dead wax on a record before. It's absolutely crazy. So there is a lot of bass, a lot of compression on it to get there for sure. And it sounds good. It sounds good.
But conversely, so if you've got all that going for you, then why not do the R.E.M's digital? If you've got all that you want no dead wax on Chronic Town. Well, not Chronic Town, because Chronic Town's an EP. So
it's an EP. It's very small.
Yeah. So that's not a good example.
But for Murmur, Murmur, it's a full record.
I mean, I get the marketing aspect of it, but I mean, the bottom line is, a well-cut album is going to be a well-cut album, whether it's digital or analog. If you have good source material, I think, anything can sound good. So
Patrick, can I ask you this? So, did you, when you were buying the one-step MoFis for years, and then they had the option of us returning them, did you return any?
I only have a handful, and I didn't return them, not because I didn't return them because I didn't want to fill out the paperwork. And,
Yeah,
I was
me
like,
neither.
you know what?
It wasn't worth the money. It wasn't worth it.
But here's my point. I liked them before I knew. Psychologically, after we knew, then it's like, oh, I got to return them. No, I thought they sounded great when I bought them.
I'm not an analog purist,
I know.
so I've never been, and I actually had a video said, hey, if it sounds good, it sounds good. It doesn't matter what format it's in, look at Nightfly. Nightfly was like 1644, and it sounds phenomenal. So.
Well, I was asking Patrick Milligan, I said, you're going to put that on the Rhino Hi-Fi, and they actually have test pressings of it, but they decided not to because they want to keep the Hi-Fi label purely just AAA, even though that was a tape, but it's a digital tape. So maybe that's something they could look at doing on the Reserve label eventually. That'd be pretty cool.
I'd try it. I have every other copy, so I might as well give that one a shot.
Yeah.
Nothing beats my Ludwig, but yeah. My Japanese Ludwig.
The Ludwigs, yeah.
I was going to say the Japanese Ludwig is nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's super quiet.
Chris Bellman's nice. Is it Bellman? Bellman did that one in 2012, I think.
Yeah, Bellman. I've heard some good things about the Bellman Nightfly. I don't own that one.
I don't either.
But really, it's just the way it was recorded to begin with. And I wonder too, because it was recorded so well, one of the first, I think it was like the second digitally recorded album of all time. I think it was Bop Till You Drop by Ry Cooder was, I think, the first pop album or rock album that was ever recorded using digital tape. And this would have been the second. Someone will Google it and tell me.
Remember back then, digital was a marketing word. Now they had to hide it. So back then they were like,
I remember, and this is the thing, this digital thing. I remember specifically because I was in band in high school, right? So my teacher's like, you got to listen to these jazz albums. They've all been digitally remastered, and this is the way to listen to them now. So I was out buying all these CBS digitally remastered CDs and thinking this is the best thing because the jazz scene, they were excited about this whole digitally remastered jazz music. I remember this specifically, and now we're going back and saying, "Oh, it should be all AAA." It's funny.
And the Teldec, those classical ones too.
Yeah, a lot of classical. There was Denon was doing digital like in 77, 78, and so was Teldec, like using a SoundStream system. So digital in classical has been around since the late 70s.
Yeah. Well, Nightfly the bar. I've got the one step. Where's Chris? What did he say here?
The one step sounds different to me. It has such a different sound to it than the Ludwig. It's really weird how different it sounds to me.
So it'd be nice for them to do Rhino Reserve to do another Nightfly. I think it would sell pretty well. Why not?
Oh, I'm sure it would.
But yeah, the big selling point, I remember back in the early CD days, oh my gosh, you got to listen to these jazz records on the remastered digital. So I bought a whack load of those CBS digital remastered ones that I showed Michael Fremer on one of my shows. He goes, Steve, those sound like shit. I'm like, oh, okay. Back in the day, they didn't. Everyone was raving.
They used to put a disclaimer on the back of the CD, the case about the limitations of analog, and you can hear surface noise. Remember those disclaimers?
That's right. Yeah. That's true.
Well, Steve, you're sitting there saying, but they sounded good. But then again, you had an EQ that probably looked like a gull wing.
I had one of those. My first stereo system. Those Sony like complete sets. You have the record player on top. It was all built in. Record player on top. Double cassette deck.
Yeah.
That, and then I don't even know what my Sony speakers. That's what I got for a Christmas gift from Santa Claus when I was like 13 or 14 years old from my parents, and that's what I used for years. I love that system. If you Google, I'd have to Google. I know exactly which one it was, but yeah, there wasn't a lot of high end in that, and it had the EQs. I could do all that as well on it.
Was it as good as like the JCPenney? Was it MCS series? Those MCS.
We don't have JCPenney in Canada. I couldn't answer that, but I don't know. My parents
modular component stereo, something like that.
Any Canadians are listening, my parents bought that at Consumers Distributing. And then I would have picked it up. So yeah, it was.
And you get those high quality, like high speed dubs from tape to tape. You get those double speed.
Well, I was just excited. I was just excited to actually record my records onto cassette, where the sound. I didn't have to like put my tape recorder up against a speaker. I'm like, this is amazing.
I did the speaker thing, but my first vinyl rip was an 8-track to 8-track. So yeah.
Auto rewind, of course.
The MCS series were built by Techniques. The turntables are actually good turntables.
Yeah. Patrick, JCPenney was made by Hitachi, apparently.
Yeah, I don't.
It depends on the part.
And we're talking 50 years.
I just remember the MCS series. They were like they were kind of frowned upon by the seasoned audiophiles.
So Tim asked, they're asking, don't get the point about Automatic for the People. The latest reissue seems to have been quite good. The good reviews. So the latest being the one that Chris Melman did, the digital one. Is that what he's talking about?
Probably.
I would-
Yeah.
I would think so.
It sounds really good.
I like it. I like
I don't
it.
know. It's a bias. I like the original.
I think from a purist point of view, if you're truly looking audiophile, hey, if we can get the AAA tapes, and I mean, it's so like Patrick was mentioning. I mean, okay, we've got Purple Rain that's digital, but we've got the R.E.M, Chronic Town, and Murmur that's now AAA. I don't know. And
then all the
Linkin
Linkin Parks were digital, weren't they? All 3 Linkin Parks were digital.
Linkin Parks are digital. That was a
Yes.
Levi Sites cuts,
All
right?
3 of them. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
That's when they
So-
launched it.
Is it safe to say if it's a Levi Sites cut that it was cut from digital? Is it kind of
Let
is
Michael
he the guy
answer that. Michael?
Currently, yes. Although Levi Sites has recently acquired a Studer A80, and he's restoring it, one with a preview head. So he is in the process of getting a machine that will cut from Analogue working.
This
So that
is
he
his
machined it.
45 double 45 RPM. This is amazing.
What do you have there? Pearl Jam?
Yeah, yield,
Love it.
Levi, black belt mastering.
Yeah.
So that's a recent cut, I would think, right? Not that.
Yeah.
It was actually it was a Vinyl Me Please
Right.
exclusive. Yeah, 25th anniversary, I think.
And originally, that Yield was going to be the first album they were going to press at the new plant with that whole plant fiasco.
Right.
Yeah.
So I listened to the Carl Perkins test pressings, Michael. I got them sent to me.
From Shane at Intervention.
Shane sent them to me last week.
Have you guys heard about what Intervention Records is doing? They have a deal with Sun Records. They're doing the only one we can announce so far is the Carl Perkins, but there's a second one.
And I have the second one as well. I listened to that last night. It blew me away. And that was cut by Kevin Gray, 45
all
RPM.
Analog. Yeah.
All Analog, 45
RPM.
RPM on one disc. So I mean, obviously there weren't very long albums back then.
Yeah.
So it sounds good though.
But it's called Dance Party with Carl Perkins. That's the name of the record.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, it's not
got-
something
Yeah, Blue Suede Shoes. Everybody's Trying to Be My Baby. What else? Matchbox is on
It's
there.
got 4 songs that the Beatles covered on that record.
Yeah.
All 45 RPM. Sound good? Sounds like it was in the studio.
And they went to Iron Mountain and they found
Mono?
the original tapes. Yes.
It's all mono.
Yeah.
Hence why I have the cartridge, Patrick. So I was listening to that in mono. Then I went to my I Love Supreme the other day.
And they haven't been used in decades of tapes. He found that they were on single reels and they compiled them to a master tape to cut the album.
So Patrick, here's a question. So I put my mono card on. You were asking me at the top, well, what's the point if it wasn't cut with a mono lathe to begin with? Does it really make a difference if I have the mono card?
Well, I mean, at that point, you could just get a Y cable, and then you'd be fine. You know, if it was cut on a stereo lathe, you don't really need a mono card. So that's what I've been told. I'm not an expert, so I'm sure somebody in the chat will call me names and stuff like that and tell me I'm an idiot. But,
I've experimented with it on a higher end system at a friend's house. If you have mono engaged, there's more of a solid image, a little more low end. I don't know why that is. It could be phase issues. You know,
Oh, it's definitely phase issues because that's what I was hearing too with my mono card as well. It did again. I was going back comparing my stereo Coltrane versus the mono. There just wasn't that panning that you're going to get.
I have a Java app called the Equalizer that was made by the guy who invented a clip repair. Rest in peace, Brian, from Australia. And that's all I use. I mean, it'll take I don't know, it does some magic where it like takes the best of each side and gets rid of all the phase issues and like just comes out with a mono file.
Oh, and Parks Audio does that with a super mono setting. They have have you guys heard of
Yeah.
I know, yeah. They have a thing called super mono where it goes to DSP, but it analyzes left, center, and right and picks the best section that's the quietest.
Yeah, Shannon's great. I mean,
Shannon Parks Audio.
Patrick, you got a big fan here, Disco Devil 666, straight from Revelations. Good to see Patrick on the panel today. His take on audiophile shit is always honest, fair, and balanced 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Alex is probably my reggae and my hip hop rap go-to guy. So he sends me a lot of he clues me in on the reggae and dub stuff. So I would know nothing, and I still know nothing without Alex. So. Yeah.
Leland has a question for Patrick. Has Patrick had any feedback on the new injection mold press records that are coming out? I can't think of specific titles, but always curious on new methods rolling out into the market.
I haven't heard any. So somebody wants to shoot me one to test.
Hold on. Michael's putting up his hand. Go.
Yeah, I know of at least 3 that I've heard. The 2 Mother Love Bone reissues, Apple and the Shine EP, are injection molded per Levi Sites. He told me that. And they were pressed at a plant in the Netherlands called Good Neighbor.
I ordered those. Did you have yours? Because I haven't gotten mine.
I got mine in the store. I bought because
Yeah.
they issued them in stores a week earlier on color vinyl, and they sound good. Yeah. However, I mean, I've had people tell me that there are some issues that some injection molded records have. They sound different, and some will have an issue with pre-echo. I've heard that too.
Isn't that more of an issue with the tape than the pressing when you get pre-echo?
Well, with the injection mold, they're literally aren't they melting? It's not even PVC; it's a different substance. They're literally melting something and they're pouring it in, and then the stampers go in, and it's not a hydraulic process. It's more environmentally friendly. That's why a lot of places are switching to it. And there are also U.S. plants that are experimenting with it. They haven't announced it yet, but there was one that I heard there was one record I heard the hydraulic press and I heard the injection mold press, and they sound different off the same stampers. The injection mold sounded a little more brittle, kind of like harsher.
Kind of like DMM?
Kind of, or like almost like a 1644 one file versus a high res file. Yeah.
Do you have the new Kylie Minogue? Apparently, it's injection molded LP. It sounds like crap, according to Sergeant Major.
The pressing or Kylie Minogue? It sounds like crap.
Kylie, I've always liked Kylie Minogue. She has a decent voice.
Well, then she covered the Locomotion. Remember that?
Yeah,
That was really good.
That's 1980s.
Yeah.
So did Grant Funk.
She's Australian. Kylie from Australia, probably, isn't she? Am I wrong?
She's attractive. It doesn't mean her music is for me. But I mean,
yeah, she was popular right when Belinda Carlisle and Tiffany.
Well, that was late 80s.
She's had some health challenges though. So.
Apparently, I need to play Kylie with a mono cart, so I'm going to do that tonight. Good idea.
Yeah, there you go. Mount up that Helicon, whatever the hell it is.
Lyra Helicon. Yeah.
Helicon. Yeah.
Lyra Helicon. That one is. I have one of those too. That's a great.
You have this one? It's a good cart.
They don't make that one anymore.
No. What's the stylus profile on that one?
Lyra uses Agura, I believe.
Is that an elliptical or is that a micro ridge? What is that?
It's a fine line or a micro.
Non-elliptical.
It's not elliptical. Yeah, that was the $2,000 cartridge back in the day when it was.
A lot of mono carts are elliptical, so because of the
Well, I got this one from Shane, so pretty excited about it.
Does every Intervention Records pressing come with a Helicon mono cart?
when you buy an Intervention record, you get a free Helicon mono cart. Imagine that.
Shane is a distributor for Lyra in North America.
Oh, well, that explains it.
Hence why I have that behind me.
Tell them to send you a Titan.
Not bad. Someone is asking, I saw this as well. Bruce Springsteen's coming out. I guess that new movie's out right now. And so they also released the Nebraska, that big deluxe Nebraska set. Anyone buying it? Have it?
I thought about it because it's got the electric, the long lost electric Nebraska cuts with the
band. I know, which they basically decided, well, we're not using the E Street band. We're gonna just go Bruce and the guitar.
And a cassette deck, wasn't it on cassette?
It was a cassette deck in his bedroom.
Yep.
Yeah, that just screams audiophile, doesn't it?
Not really, but I think that one, if I'm not mistaken, I bought the Vinyl Me Please one, Michael, a few years back of Nebraska.
Yeah, that was cut by Barry Grint.
And it wasn't it would have been digital then too, right?
It would have to be, yeah.
Obviously.
Well, that almost sounds like Steve putting a mic up to a speaker and recording. So that almost sounds
I'm back to that. Well, it's like my first when they had the Rhino guy on for when we did the Sex Pistols reveal. I remember my first experience with Sex Pistols was I recorded it using my tape recorder up to the speakers, so it would have been mono back then. I'm like, how do you get a Sex Pistols record when you're 10 years old or 11 years old?
Doesn't get much more punk than that.
No, I thought it sounded great. Who needs these audiophile ones? I want my old cassette one speaker recorded mono with voices in the background of us trying to be quiet and whispering.
There's a feeling like when I was like in my early 20s, having the cinder block like audio rack, where you have the cinder blocks and the 2x4s and the plywood, you got your bottom of the line Pioneer and your Techniques belt drive, that's bottom of the line.
No, we had a BSR with a record changer. Remember the BSR?
Yeah,
the idlers?
But the feeling you had when you listen to music on those systems was like it's like nothing else. It's just I can't explain it. Maybe it was the pot. I don't know. But I mean, it was it was just amazing. And I have such a better system now, but I don't think I've ever been able to recreate that feeling of that system from back then. So
Rick's is saying Neil Young, after the gold rush on 4-track reel-to-reel before he brought it into the studio to do overdubs with the musician. So he's recording this at home. Is that what Rick's was mentioning in one of his other comments? Like after the gold rush. Okay, Patrick, what do you guys bring? I need some picks.
okay.
Okay, but first,
All right,
I got
so-
hang on before you start. Sorry to interrupt you.
You want picks or a rant?
Well, I'm hang on one second. I'm going to go back
Okay.
here. I've got my list of how I want to do this. So, at the top, we're giving away Alan Parsons DNA'd test pressings, autographed by Alan Parsons. This is I Robot test pressings, 45 RPM. Miles Scholl cut them. I want to give this away today. Now, you're going to email me, but I want this to be for subscribers of my channel only. How are we going to do that?
Leaves me out.
Yeah, no kidding. None of you guys can enter now. So in the comments of the video, not in the live comments, but in the YouTube comments, you're going to say, "Hey, Steve, I emailed you," because you're going to email me subject matter iRobot, and you're going to put why you want what your favorite iRobot song is.
Put your YouTube name on there too, because they don't match.
So in your comments, not on the live, but on the YouTube, I want to see, because I want to give it to subscribers, because the way YouTube works is that 50% of people that watch shows aren't even subscribed to these things.
Wow.
But when they email you, they need to tell you their YouTube name, because it's not.
Well, no, they're going to
know
show
who
me
it
in the comments, Steve, I just
Okay.
emailed you in the actual comments of YouTube, so I can then line it up to this, because I want to make sure I'm going to be sending the top 5 off to, well, maybe not Alan Parsons, but to someone who's going to make the decision that gave this to me from Cooking Vinyl. So there's my email. So I'm putting it up. Subject matter, iRobot, Alan Parsons, I don't care. And then
You're now on 50 spam lists. So
there you go. Oh, I'm on lots of spam lists. And
Steve
then in the
Westman at rocketmail.com.
in the comments of the YouTube channel, tell me you've emailed me. I'm going to track everything.
You should call it audiophile.
So we'll know if
Westman.
there's only like 10 people that actually entered, you're going to have a really good odds of winning this. So
Yeah.
we'll see a lot of comments. So if you want to win iRobot, Alan Parsons DNA, you probably listen to it. Okay, Patrick, go.
You want picks or a rant?
No, we're going full rant. You don't want me to use Yammer, right? You said you didn't want the Yammer.
But whatever you want to. So you want me to rant first?
Well,
you want me to rant first?
That's why people paid the big bucks to watch this. They wanted the PB Thal prattle. Here it is. I got it up.
But I do have some picks.
You haven't look at it. You haven't changed in like 10 years ago when this picture was taken. That's crazy.
I know. It's
different
amazing,
headset.
isn't it?
And you got the only problem is you're a Cowboys hat. That's painful.
Yeah. Well, yes, they're not Toronto level at this point, but yeah. All right. So here's my rant, and this is
Your
near and dear to my heart.
Full screen for rant. Go.
All right. So there's channels, this one included, sorry, that talk about reissues and audiophile and all this other stuff. They just put out the first four Danzig albums, all on vinyl. These are $27 a piece. $27. They sound great. They sound as good as the originals, and the originals go for 100, 200.
What are we looking at?
$300.
Tell the folks what we're looking at. If they're just listening and not watching.
This is Danzig's first album. Has Mother, Twist of Cain, probably a $150 record. OG.
Easy.
This is Danzig's second album. Features her Black Wings. This is $150, $200 vinyl. OG. Easy. Danzig 3, How the Gods Kill. Another $200. I don't know if the fours ever came out on vinyl, but yeah, here's the first four. They're $28 a piece. They're shipped, when they ship them in a beautiful box that would make Acoustic Sounds proud. Shipping was free. These things sound amazing. I've compared them to the originals. They sound just as good as the originals. I mean, absolutely, almost like if you look at a freaking waveform, they look identical. If you listen to them, they sound the same. So this is the best bargain in audiophile records you can find.
Hold on. How is this a rant? This isn't a rant. Where's the rant?
I'm ranting because nobody talks about these things. People talk about.
I talked about it last show. We talked about it. I announced it.
Okay, I don't hear. You're not the only person I'm ranting at, though. So that's just it. I have all these channels. They'll talk about Prince, John Coltrane, all these things, R.E.M. till the cows come home. But these things are an actual reissue done right. that actually gets it to the people, doesn't cost an arm and a leg. This is what people should be doing. This is
I
like
agree.
the Sundays.
Yep.
You know, albums like that, you know, go redo like the frickin' Hope Sandoval solo album. Go redo that one that costs $400 or $500. You know, that's the kind of stuff we need. We don't need, sorry, Steve, the 18th pressing of Love Supreme. You know, that thing's been done 1,000 times.
But it's a genre, right? So it's a smaller market for that genre. And my show before last, I did mention Danzig, and someone complained in the comments that I called it Danzing or whatever. But it's Danzig.
Who pressed the Danzig records? Do you know?
I'm not sure who pressed it, to be honest. It had no hype whatsoever. It had no hype at all. Okay. It just said, here you go. Here they are. They're back. Yeah. You know, so.
And I mean, if you look at Discogs, those are expensive if you get, you know, to get those ones. The original.
And these sound great. I mean, it's like, I don't, you know, I'm not just pandering for the sake of it. I actually listened to them. You know, I had an OG to compare it to, same setup, everything. These things sound faithful to the originals.
Well, my entry into Danzig was actually the Misfits, because I used to like skateboarding. So if you were a skateboarder back in the 80s, you'd listen to the Misfits. Yeah. So your rant is that should be talked about more of that genre? Is that your rant?
I just think we should applaud like a reissue that's done well, that doesn't cost an arm and a leg.
I like that. Are they gatefolds?
No, they are not gatefolds. But the first two did, and that's a pet peeve, is that they did replicate the cardboard inner sleeve, and they didn't put it in a nice sleeve to protect it from when you pull it out. You know, so that's the only rant I have against it, is that they should have. Probably the other two that didn't have the cardboard inner, they had a nice polyline sleeve. For these, they just had a generic sleeve inside the cardboard. They didn't have a sleeve; they just had the cardboard inner, which of course leads to kind of some paper marks. But that's my only.
You'll be proud of me, Patrick. When the Rhino guys were on my show, if you caught that, I was like, hey, do some more like heavier stuff for your label. So I suggested Rat. Is it Out of the Cellar? That was the big one, right? Rat. Mm-hmm. Bob Dylan's favorite heavy metal band.
They could do the first album that was on Time Coast. That one's kind of pricey nowadays. Yeah,
I have that one. I bought it new.
Yeah,
I think those would sell. I really do. That would.
I have a funny story about Time Coast. I had a cat that was like plastic, likes plastic, and I have like a rows of records below me here, and the one record she pulled out, she's scratching, was that Time Coast, which has like a bunch of rats on it. And so it was just so ironic that the one record she was scratching and pulled out of the pile was that Rat album. It was kind of funny. So
this is the one he's talking about right here.
Yep, that's
it. There's the Time Coast label. Yeah. That was before they got signed to.
Right. Are these gatefolds? Yeah, you're right. These are gatefolds. Yeah, this is a gatefold.
Yeah. Were you talking about Danzig?
I haven't taken it out of the shrink.
Okay, so the Danzigs are gatefold. Someone was asking you that. Thank you.
I haven't taken it out of the shrink, so I don't know.
Chris was saying 3 of the 4, Patrick, are gatefolds.
Yeah, mine are still in the shrink, so I didn't notice.
All right, so Tim Ricks is saying the Murmur MoFi is almost tube front end preamp like sound, or as if you were using a tube preamp. The detail range, imaging, etc., is unreal. Have you heard the Murmur MoFi?
No, they're hard to find, and they're
expensive.
They're pretty pricey. Yeah.
Interesting. Well, when Steve Hoffman was on the show, what did he say about the MoFi CDs? He said those are pretty much as close you're going to come true to the tape as anything he's ever heard. So that would make a lot of sense. So I'd be curious, Ricks, if you're going to get the new Murmur one step, how it sounds compared to the MoFi CD. I know it's apples to oranges, but I'd be curious. Tim, what did you bring? Thanks for the rant, Patrick.
I've got a very minor rant. It's the same one as last time.
Okay.
I picked up the Rhino Reserve of Porno for Pyros, and I don't like these. The hype sticker goes over. You've got to slice that or try and steam it off, which is ridiculous.
Put it horizontal.
Yeah.
Show everyone.
So I just took a knife. Yeah, I did exactly what Mike did, but it's annoying. But they're great pressings.
For the price too, right?
Minor rant just on that hype sticker.
This sounds fantastic, by the way. Jonina Herner's at Sterling cut this from Analogue tape.
That was Analogue, yeah. So you're asking Rhino maybe not have the hype sticker where you have to cut it, just from an OCD standpoint?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay. I will make that suggestion. And then Patrick, you discover is selling Danzig online.
Yeah, they show sold out occasionally, but they restock it. So I think they're going to keep those in stock for online only for like till 2026. And then I think independent stores will get it. I think, but I could be wrong.
Tim, but look at this. Andrew was saying the Rhino Reserve sticker is just too cute.
They're
It's
very
cute.
well done, but
I know.
just the packaging design.
I mean, do it like Obies, but put it on the other side of the album. Or
Right,
whatever, you know?
So what are your thoughts on the Obies? I mean, honestly, I could live without the Obies. It's just
don't
more
care.
space. I don't
It's
know.
harder to put it back in the sleeve, and you worry if it's going to crease
Just
up. And yeah,
No Obies. I don't need Obies.
Yeah, and some people just throw them away. I don't, but some people throw them away because they're in the way.
I put them on my shelf. I like take them off because they're kind of bulky, and then my dog.
I have a whole
eat
whack
to 'em.
of those Obies sitting right here that I've taken off from my Doors albums. I don't need
I
to.
do like a hype sticker, but yeah.
So yeah. Do you want to answer this as the R.E.M. expert, the resident R.E.M. expert, please?
More crap if he pops. Yeah, it could be interesting because that is the early R.E.M. records. They have that kind of distinctive mumbling from Michael Stipe, and finally, Don Gaiman, Mellencamp's producer, they finally got said, "Hey, Michael, you need to like enunciate."
So he's more of
I don't know if they're
mumbly.
going to find that on the tape. I
No.
think it's it is what it is.
Well,
But
then
that's part of the charm of those records.
one thing we learned about Chris, I mean, he's pretty true to the tape himself. I don't think you're going to get much less than what we expect on
The
that.
old artist intent controversy will rear its ugly head again.
Remember, these test pressings are artist intent. Ellen Parsons, email me and then put in the comments that you've emailed me. I want to give
Have
it
we
away.
had a handwriting expert verify that Alan Parsons?
100%
signature?
Ellen Parsons. It's 100% Ellen Parsons. I had to wait a month and a half for them because they had to send the sleeves. I don't even know what they did, but it took forever to get them. It was like months ago. They're like, Steve, we want to send you the Ellen Parsons I Robot to send to
This
your
was also
viewers.
approved by Alan Parsons. So
Yeah.
this was
Artist
definitely
intent.
approved. This is the UK press, and this sounds phenomenal. Absolutely
World
phenomenal.
famous mumbler. So Diesel emailed me, but in not in the live comments, Diesel65, and then whatever else it says there. I want a comment in the YouTube video saying that you did. I'm only giving this away to subscribers. No
Yes.
free rides here, baby. No free rides. And then I know Patrick will be excited. America on the self-titled on the Reserve. When will that come out? Are you excited to hear that news? When the guy told me about that a few weeks ago.
I'm one of those people that all I need is the greatest hits cut by Harry T. Moss, and I'm good.
Yeah, I knew you'd say that.
The Harry T. Moss greatest hits is pretty much as good as it gets for me for America.
Well, I mean, folks know about America. George Martin, obviously, was a producer, was part of that. Did he produce? How many albums did he produce? Was it just a few songs of each album? I can't remember. It was.
I think he did a couple.
Yeah. Interesting.
He did UFO. He did a UFO album.
He did, yeah.
So.
And then, well, there was also, I mean, all these degrees of separation. The late Phil Hartman, who won a Grammy for Poco for his design of the Poco album.
That legend?
Right? Legend.
Yeah.
His brother was the manager of America and also Poco. So that's sort of the connection there. So, yeah. I don't know what Rick's is asking me. So any defects in those test pressings? I mean, they are testers. I've listened to it. I listened to it yesterday. I didn't hear any defects. You're getting a test pressing, free, 45 RPM, signed by Alan Parsons twice.
I don't think he was complaining. I think he was just curious if there was any defects,
No, there's not. I did listen to them. It sounded good.
And you know what? In general, I know this from talking to people in the business. When they send out those test pressings for promotions, they're not the bad ones. They don't want those out there. Those go to the garbage. They're the ones that are released.
Yeah. Phil Hand drew the America's Greatest Hits album. There you go. And Poco.
He was also in that group with Pee Wee Herman.
That's right. Yeah. Someone's saying Phil did Asia. I don't believe Phil did Asia. That's not accurate. That's not accurate. Tim?
Phil, what? That was Bernie originally. What?
No.
Phil Hartman
did not design Asia.
I think that's actually true.
Are you serious?
I think that might be true, or it's like an urban legend. I don't know. We'd have to pull up Wikipedia.
Well, I'm pulling this up right now. Hang on. This is a Reddit stream here.
I think it's true.
Is this like one of those urban rumors, like
Yeah.
Mr. Green Jeans from Captain Kangaroo's Ted Nugent's
The
father?
cover of Asia was designed by Patricia Mitsu and Jeff Western. It was a Japanese model and actress. Her name was Sakoya Yamaguchi, and it was taken. The photo was taken by Hideki Fuji. So Phil Hartman did not do any Asia, and I can tell you that. So
You heard it here first.
All right, we're all corrected here.
It was a Japanese photo. There you go. So no, Hartman had nothing to do with Asia. How
Breaking
we
new
always
ground.
going back to Steely Dan again? This is like the second time already.
It boggles the mind.
Carl Perkins is a two-sided 45. Yes, as is the new Pepper album, Adams. I'm getting that as well. I'm excited to get that one. Wonder if this will become a new trend with short albums. I think it should be a trend. If you can do 45 RPMs, just one album, that I think, why not? I'm not complaining about that. I think the big complaint was always having more than one record on an album. It's bulkier, pain in the ass, having to get up a couple times. This makes a lot of sense to me. Patrick.
Well, I mean, people complain about getting up, but they buy those double album live albums and you get up and like change those suckers. So, I mean, It's not really a problem because people bought 8 million copies of Frampton Comes Alive. So,
most audiophiles don't have gym memberships anyway. So, geez, buy the 45. There's your gym membership.
Getting up off the couch to flip a record is probably a good thing,
And you could, those little dumbbells, like I think also too, like have like 10 pounders in each hand, and then when you're getting up, you can use your core as you're getting up. So you're saving money that way. That your $50 a month gym membership.
Wait, you don't need weights. You just need the new Love Supreme with all the swag in it. You can just get up with 2 Love Supremes and then get up and like
this.
Yeah, there you go.
Like this. This is I'm using my core right now.
There you go.
I don't know about that. That box is, like I said, my friend Clay Mallory he's a marketing guy for Impulse and Verve. They just sent me that box. I had no idea that was going to be all in there, all that swag and stuff like that, and the shirt, which I'll wear. I think I'm going to wear the shirt my next show. Wear that shirt, hopefully. Yeah, 5 Degrees of Donald Fagen, right, Chris? Man, he's everywhere. Tim likes that. I think we did that full Steely Dan show, Tim. Remember that? We picked the best sounding.
Yeah,
that was fun.
We were going to do a part 2 just
we
on
need to.
records.
We need to. But I think, but we talk about Steely Dan so much. People are like, why are you doing a full show on it again, guys? Isn't that past that? We should do one on Danzig, apparently, according to Patrick.
Right. You should do a show on how Tim tried to find Kamakiria, like how long it took. And
he got it, and it was listed for $100
off Patrick for a year.
It was listed for $100 at the record store, but Tim got them down to $25. I mean, we should have a show on that.
No, I had to get that. I had to mail that out from Germany before tariffs. Thank God.
Love Supreme's mono.
Who would mail to the U.S.
It's mono because they used the stereo tape and it was a fold down.
I think I have the SRX of Blue Train, I do believe.
The Prince Purple Rain one-step is really becoming a hot topic in the
why? What's the problem with
vinyl community?
Okay, tell us why.
Because of Melinda and Michael Kremer back and forth, yeah.
So Rix is asking me, Steve, did you listen to Purple Rain and compare it with your domestic copy? I have got the Bernie original. Yes, I have. How would I put this? I feel the Levi Sights the Purple Rain one step is less bright, if that makes sense, than the Bernie overall, and has a little bit more bass. I think it was probably the way it's cut, because I think the would have been cut in a Neumann, Michael, Bernie's, if I'm not mistaken.
No, Bernie has a Scully lathe.
Scully, sorry. So the Scully,
modified.
So the Scully, I think, might be a little bit brighter than a Neumann. I think Levi would have cut it on a Neumann, so that's maybe the difference there.
But
so
it's also different cutter heads.
Yeah. So overall, it's not as bright as the Bernie, and has more bass. So if you really into having the bass, then hey, try the one step. If you've got an original already, I mean, you don't need to rent out and spend $125. I mean, I don't think it's going to be that much different. But if
I have the OG purple volume, the original purple vinyl version. So if I get a hold of the one step, I could do an easy comparison and let people choose for themselves. So
maybe Patrick, maybe we should just do that. I should send you this one step, and then for once and for all, just get it done. I think we'll do that.
We'll do like we did Abbey Road. We did that.
Okay, well, let's do that. I'll send you that. I'll send you that. We'll make it a show. Sounds good. And then yeah, so I someone was saying it's a fight in the woods. I don't know.
So well, all right. So I could speak what happened. What happened was Melinda.
Yeah, I don't
Murphy,
even know what happened. I just
all right. Melinda Murphy is a popular channel on YouTube.
Yeah, she's been on my show.
Nice lady, you know, and she's a big Prince fan. She bought the One Step, and she was less than overwhelmed by the sound quality. Michael Fremer heard about it and went in and started posting some comments that some people took offense to, you know, and it was not Melinda versus Fremer. It was Melinda's chat versus Fremer and back and forth. So that's just in a nutshell.
And Fremer gave it a 10 on tracking angle, so they have opposing views.
So Fremer said, you know, you should never buy something or not buy something by one person's opinion, and yet here he was trying to say that his opinion was one person's opinion was valid while Melinda's was not.
Well, I thought the One Step, like I said, was less bright than my original Bernie, and had a lot more bass to it. I think Levi did a good job for what he had. And again, if you have the original, I don't think you need to rent out and buy the $125 copy. I really don't. If you've got it. That's how I see it. But if you don't have a Purple Rain, you're really into Prince and you want a great sounding record, go buy the One Step. That's how I see it. That's very much. There's not much of a debate there. It's simple.
If you're a completist and you want to have them all, go get it. You know, some people do that. You know, I mean, Tim's got a complete R.E.M collection, don't you, Tim?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Tim's got the R.E.M collection.
So, you know, so everyone has their
this. I was going to show this actually. This is really cool. This is actually a limited edition CD package.
I like those long boxes, right?
Well, this is more than a long box. This was actually a.
Oh, look at that!
What is that? Oh wow!
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, the CD's back here, but very cool stuff.
Is that still? Can you get that still today? Is it expensive to buy?
I had to go on eBay for this baby.
How much?
$35.
That's not bad. I think I'm going to buy that.
$35 well spent.
I want to buy that. I'm going to get it after the show.
Limited. And
I've never seen one.
This was the first time, unfortunately. You know, when you look back in time, it's like, why the hell didn't I go to that tour? Blah blah blah. First time I saw R.E.M. was on this tour, and Bill Berry was gone. But awesome tour.
I have some new releases I picked up last weekend. I want to tell you guys about. First, I mean, Tim already talked about this. This is fantastic sounding. I forgot how good this album is. Have you guys got this yet?
So Tim? We're looking at
Porno
for Pyro. It's Joe Hino and Joe
Horners, Sterling Sound from Tape. This is a fantastic. I forgot how good this album was, and the cut is really nice, quiet, very dynamic. Definitely recommend this. Another one I picked up last weekend, and I just saw this on the shelves. You know Chrissie Hynde of the Pretenders? She did a duets album. Chrissie Hynde and Friends. And there's so many guests. The late Mark Lanigan does Can't Help Falling in Love, the Elvis track. Katie Lang's doing Me and Mrs. Jones. We also have Shirley Manson from Garbage doing the song Love Letters with her. We have Debbie Harry from Blondie on here. Rufus Wainwright. Julian Lennon does It's Only Love, the Beatles song. It's a great sounding record. Definitely recommend. It was only $25 too. Duet special, Chrissie Hynde. And one more thing I want to talk about. You were talking about Rhino High Fidelity, right, Steve? And how you want to see some heavier.
I do.
Yeah.
Rat,
I mean,
Rat.
I want to see Rat.
Yes, that's the one I want to see. I had that on cassette.
This is a great album.
I had that as well. Yep.
Yeah.
Can you show that hype sticker on the Rat?
Hold on. Round and Round, baby. It includes a hit single. Love
Remember
it.
how Milton Berle, one of the members was related to Milton Berle. Remember that?
No, the manager was the producer. Bo Hill. Bo Hill.
I recently also picked up a vinyl copy of this. This was a great album too. I was talking to Patrick a minute ago. This is also on Atlantic.
What year was that,
This
Michael?
was about 80,
Yeah.
87, 88.
It was late 80s, I think.
It's 89.
88. But yeah, great songs. Headed for Heartbreak. She's only
Headed
17.
for Heartbreak. The drum breakdown by Rod Morgenstein of the Dixie Dregs, by the way.
Yeah.
On that is phenomenal. Absolutely
I know.
phenomenal.
It's a really well recorded album. It's a sterling DMM cut. But especially for me, when I was a teenager when this came out, I loved this album. I was playing it every day.
I had the cassette.
Yeah.
So
Out of the cellar, the late Tawny Kitaen, she officially passed away.
Yeah,
I think
that was the model.
if you guys are
right.
watching, we've got a lot watching right now.
And she
I've
was
only
a
got-
Playboy model named Marianne Gravatt. That was her name.
Oh,
See,
yeah.
I even know who the models were. What a nerd.
Wow.
Of course you did. So just to get back to my Alan Parsons autograph. I've got 10 emails only. I mean, if no one's going to
I'll take it then.
go for this contest, someone's going to win it. It's going to be, the odds are there. So in the comments of YouTube, let me know that you emailed me, not in the live chat. I want subscribers only for this. Artist approved iRobot Alan Parsons autographed.
When is the deadline for the emailing?
I'm
The
going to
link
do
said he will
a-
go to pad his sub count. My
a week
God.
today. Well,
That's
no,
gonna
but
be
it's-
that's gonna be the new topic on all the live streams. Did you see what Westman did?
well, you don't make money doing this. Unless you have 1 million subscribers. This is hobby, man. Come on.
I know, and you know. I'm talking about the rest of the
Yeah.
YouTube.
Like I
community,
wish I
so-
made money off this. Would be sweet. And then you don't
So
have to work for a living.
I have 2 picks. I want to get them in before because I actually spent time on these. So
Okay, go.
this is something I got in the mail, and this is I got this at a record show.
Oh my
This
God,
is-
Steely
this is-
Dan again.
Okay,
Yeah.
is it the 4 side?
The Robert
Yeah,
Ludwig.
all 4 sides by Robert Ludwig, pressed at Columbia, Santa Maria. This
Oh,
is the
yeah.
one you want. You can still, they're out there you can find them for cheap so if you look hard enough. And for my money, no better version exists of these songs than on this record right here. Robert Ludwig hit it out of the park on this. And last but not least for my picks is, I got this in the mail again. This is the Super Disc cut of Goodbye Yellow Brick Road.
Oh,
This
yeah.
is
Best
as good as
sounding
it
one.
gets for me.
Have it.
I mean, I have the UK with the
Yep.
translucent vinyl, and I also have the Speaker's Corner. And to me, this has always been my go-to. So,
And who cut
love
that?
this cut by Jack Hunt. I do believe.
Jack Hunt, and he
And
also
JVC Japan Press
yeah,
on that. Did you know
Jack
that?
Hunt also cut the MoFi version of Sergeant Pepper, where
He also cut the Derek and the Dominoes and the Moon
Yeah.
Dance. I think he did most of the Super Disc stuff, but yeah.
okay, I want to show you one. This is like, I think for $20. This is, you guys are big Elvis Costello fans?
Yeah.
I like his early stuff.
I like, so my favorite album of Costello, and this is the first with the Attractions, I think, was this one here. Let me just have a look here. Was Armed Forces. But this is this is the UK. But what's cool about this is like the actual packaging. So this is, you pull it out, but look at this. You flip it.
I've heard about that one.
Look at
yeah.
this. So I'm flipping it, and then you pull it out again. Let me just think. I don't want things to drop out of it. You guys can see that, right? And then there's all these other fun goodies in here. So I'll pull this out. Let me just see if I can pull it out. It's got another record.
Looks like something that would work once and then not work again.
Look at that. And then it's got all these postcards and stuff,
Wow.
right? You
That's
got
value
that.
added material there, right there.
Value added. I know Costello, and this record too sounds really good. And here's the record itself. It's not like paper. You know how they have in these paper, and this is actually more of a hard paper. And then it's a UK pressing.
Is that on stiff?
Let's see here. Here's the label here.
It's custom label, so I can't tell if it's on stiff or not.
That Tim Young, maybe?
Yeah,
Tim Tom.
Yep.
Tim
So
Tom.
Here's
so
a
they-
guy that's another guy that's not talked about much is Tim Young. So definitely
So-
should get his props.
Costello's Armed Forces, and this was his first record that he really went more commercialized, more of that pop sound, and that's what turned me on to Elvis Costello. Was actually the Armed Forces album. I know they did a remaster of this in 2020, I think, with the same packaging. But I thought this is really cool. This is my UK original, and it comes with this little single here too. I can open it up. There it is. Pretty cool stuff for $20, Michael. Come on.
Nice.
UK original, like what's this, 1977-ish maybe?
Oh.
I thought this, I mean, cool stuff. And a lot of the times you won't get all 4 postcards. I mean, I think I read somewhere that Costello, when they were designing this, was like, yeah, we want to make sure this is just fun and stupid, and you lose all this stuff. So if you
It
can
was on
find,
Radar, it was on Radar Records. Sorry.
okay, if you can find one that has all this, I mean, that's kind of fun. This has been fun, and it sounds really good. It's a great, I think, recorded record, and I don't know who cut it or mastered it, but again, not bad. I'm really happy with it. For $20. Armed Forces, Elvis Costello. There you go. UK. And I'm losing all the posters already, like they designed it to. They just fell everywhere. Who's next? Tim.
I've got one more. I was flipping through the bins about a month ago, and I saw like the original Deutschmark here. It's like, oh, cool. It's a German pressing. It's got the vertigo on the back. It's got this little PRS Hanover stamp. And when I looked at the records, like, whoa,
That's cool.
it's like a orange red vertigo. You know, usually these are green blue. So this was a later repressing on that label, but this sounds great. German pressings of Dire Straits. Don't sleep if you find them. They're great.
Never seen that label before.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Patrick,
like
you
later.
have not seen that one before.
Later one.
But the Elvis Costello was cut by George Peckham, by the way.
So hang on.
Okay. Yeah.
So this Costello here, the UK version.
Yeah.
This is George Peckham again. So not only getting cool packaging, but you're getting an audiophile quality sound. I thought this sounded really good when I listened to it a few days back.
Well, the US ones are a little thin.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. Yeah. Well, there's so much music crammed on those records.
Well, look at the dead wax on this one. Look at that. Can you see that? There's a lot. I mean, how many tracks per side? What is this at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. About 7 on side A. 1, 2, 3, 7 or 8 per side. So I mean, it's crammed in there. But yeah, they did a good job. This is an audiophile sounding record, 1977 UK, and it's got this cool packaging, which I lost everything on, but really neat little fold out here.
So Michael, what is your filing mechanism for your records behind you? How do you have your records set up behind you? Are they alphabetical? Are they by genre?
This section is all kind of like rock pop stuff. Over here, here's more of a little small 80s 90s section I have, and then way in the bottom I have my 78s because they can only stay on the bottom shelf. They'll break the shelves. They're so heavy. Then on this side,
I'm always curious how people.
This is my classical records. I have classical records over here.
So you kind of go by genre, or era.
Yeah,
or era,
I do.
Or era. Okay.
Yeah, but this is my record dungeon. Yeah.
Okay. I'm always curious how people organize their stuff, man. So
I know, because some people will do like RCA living stereo section, Mercury, whatever, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I think it's cool how different people do things. So
there you go.
But I do have the stuff I play more often. I have out in my main living room. So yeah, how do you organize stuff, Patrick?
Well, I have in my closet back here is A to Z. And then I have recent reissues over here, like audiophile stuff, and then reissues that are done. Then I have a jazz section. Then I have 12-inch singles. So.
Oh yeah, I have 12-inch single section. I have a 33. I have 33 RPM 12-inch single section and a 45 RPM 12-inch single section.
See, now that's going a little nuts.
I just do it like I have my Rhino Hi-Fi, I've got my Rhino Reserve, I've got my Mo-Fi, I've got my AP, and I don't do it in alphabetical order. I just put it in sections, and I can just pick what I want. All right, so this is top of the hour. We're going to leave it at that, but I think there's going to be I don't think anyone wants this Alan Parsons. I have had no emails. I'm
going to go leave a comment.
Leave a comment, subject matter, and then comment in the YouTube chat. I want to make sure it's a subscriber, not some bot. I don't know, trying to make sure that our viewers, our loyal viewers, get this. They were watching all the time.
Oh, here's another. I just saw this sitting on the floor. This is another good 80s album. Do you have this album, Yngwie Malmsteen's?
Of
course.
Yeah.
This is really good too.
Jeff got Soto on vocals.
That's on Paul. Hey, Polydor, is that part of Warner? They should do this album too. Yeah.
I remember when that came out, man. I remember when that came out the first time I heard that. We're like going, "What the hell is this, man?"
Wasn't he Swedish? He's from Sweden, right?
Yeah. Yep. Yngwie Malmsteen.
And who remembers Loudness from Japan? There was a band called Loudness.
Oh yeah. Lightning Strikes.
Yeah.
Our next show, I'll announce the winner of Alan Parsons I Robot, artist improved.
DNA.
Approved. There we go. Guys, thank you so much.
Can I do a giveaway too? I want to give away my Lionel Richie Hello
single. It's me you're looking for.
Is that 45 RPM?
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's a UK 45. It's a disco
Wow,
mix.
cut by Kevin Gray. I love it.
Disco
amazing.
Mix. $1. I'll give it to you for $1.
There you go. All right, guys. Good show today. Thank you. Lots of fun. I think the odds of getting the Alan Parsons are high. But
did that have Running with the Night on it? Did that have Running with the Night on the B side? Was that running with Steve Rukather solo?
All night long.
Oh, okay. Sorry. But what's on that? Running with the Night. What's on the Running with the Night instrumental? Look on the on
the
A
is.
side.
Hang on, I'm not elitist against not biased against digital at all. I never returned any of my Mo-Fi.
I just showed a CD package.
I'm not biased.
Yeah.
I didn't mind the Purple Rain. It's digital. The Mo-Fis I have, the one steps are great. So it's not being elitist.
Can
I'm
we
not
do our
against
next show
digital.
on-
All of my
on
riffs are
8 tracks?
digital.
Can we do 8 tracks next? I got
Oh
hard.
God!
I got
Now
Rolling
that format,
Stones.
does it come with a matchbook so you can like put it underneath to line it up?
So I want to see R.E.M. I mean, there's a digital one that Chris Bellman did, which sounds great. Maybe they do a one-step of it that's non-digital. And if it's digital, I'd still buy it because I'm a huge R.E.M. fan. So it just depends on the band that you like. If you want to be a completist, want to get hopefully the best sounding one, then yeah, I would do it. All right, guys, enter the contest. Win some
Use
I
your
Robot.
ears. Use
There
your
you go.
ears.
Everyone, thank you for watching. Awesome show, guys. Thank you so much. And go Blue Jays, go. Game 2 tonight, 5 o'clock
Go
Pacific
Jays,
Standard
go Blue
Time.
Jays.
Let's go.
Yes.
Beat the